I heard the metal scrape against the car door and I knew it wasn't a branch. It started normal. Completely normal. Friday night. Same overlook outside town. Gravel lot, empty except for my car. Engine off. Radio low. Windows cracked just enough to let the warm air in. I'd been there plenty of times before. Nothing dramatic. Just sitting. Scrolling on my phone. Letting time pass. The trees were still. No wind. No traffic on the road below. I remember adjusting in the seat and reaching to turn the volume down a little more. That's when I heard it. A slow scrape along the passenger side door. Metal on metal. Brief. Controlled. I froze. Waited. Nothing followed. Just silence again. After that, it didn't stop. It just changed slightly each time. The next scrape came 10 minutes later. Same side of the car. Slower. Closer to the handle. I hadn't moved. My phone was still in my hand. The radio was barely audible. Right before it happened, everything went quiet. The insects cut out. No distant cars. Even the faint hum from the dashboard seemed to dip. My heartbeat got loud in my ears. I tried breathing slower so it wouldn't sound obvious. My shoulders locked up without me meaning to. I told myself not to look. I looked anyway. Nothing there. Just my own reflection in the window and the dark trees behind it. A few minutes passed. I almost relaxed. Then a soft tap. Not a scrape this time. Higher up. Closer to the glass. My chest tightened. I held my breath completely. Muscles in my legs tensed like I was about to run even though I was still sitting down. Again that heavy silence. It felt nearer. Not moving fast. Just adjusting. Like it had taken one step closer while I wasn't looking. Another slow drag along the door. Longer this time. Then, nothing. The night sounds came back all at once. The radio cleared up. The air felt normal again. I told myself it was nothing. Just nerves. Just being alone too long in a quiet place. I stopped going to the overlook after that. Figured distance would fix it. Sleep got weird first. I'd fall asleep fine, then wake up at the exact same time every night. 2:17 a.m. No alarm. No noise. Just wide awake. Heart already beating like I'd been startled. I started checking my phone to see how long I'd been out. Sometimes it felt like minutes. Sometimes it felt like hours had disappeared. The clock never matched how rested I felt. I'd lie there staring at the ceiling, trying to slow my breathing. Trying to convince myself I wasn't listening for something. Small things started stacking up. Random headaches in the afternoon. A faint ringing in my ears when the house got too quiet. My jaw always tense like I'd been clenching it all day. I began double-checking the locks before bed. Then triple-checking. The back door especially. I don't even know why that one. Every little sound inside the house felt sharper. The fridge turning on. The wood settling. Pipes clicking. Normal noises, but they felt deliberate. Time. I kept telling myself I was just on edge because of that night. That the scrape stuck in my head and now everything metallic sounded suspicious. But the silence was the worst part. Sometimes the house would go completely still. No hum from appliances. No wind outside. Just that same heavy quiet I felt in the car. I'd hold my breath without meaning to. Waiting. One night I could have sworn I heard a faint shift from the garage. Metal adjusting. Slow. Careful. I didn't go check. I just stayed in bed, staring at the door, with a clear feeling that whatever had been near that car didn't stay there. I lasted about a week before I started searching. Late at night. Lights off. Phone brightness low. Typing random phrases that sounded stupid even to me. Metal scrape car door at night. Scratching near handle parked overlook. Stuff like that. At first it was nothing. Old campfire stories. Copy-paste urban legend summaries. Then I found threads. Buried forums. Half-dead discussion boards. Posts from years ago with barely any replies. Different states. Different towns. Same setup. Parked car. Isolated spot. Metallic dragging sound. Silence right before it happens. Some mention scratches near the handle. Some mention tapping on the glass. A few said it followed them home. Nobody had proof. Just stories that felt way too specific to match mine by accident. And then I saw the name once. The Hookman. Not in a dramatic way. Just dropped casually in a reply like everyone already knew. I didn't dig into the full legend. I didn't want to. The surface details were enough. Every story that kept going ended the same way. It escalated after someone engaged. It never just stopped on its own. Once I saw the pattern, it stopped feeling random. That part bothered me more than the sounds. It wasn't like it picked me out of nowhere. I started replaying my own habits. I like quiet places. I stay out late. I sit in my car longer than I should, engine off, just thinking. I don't scare easily. I get curious. I focus on things. That night at the Overlook, I didn't leave after the first scrape. I stayed. I listened. I paid attention. That counts as acknowledgement. I thought about every time I checked the side mirror too slowly. Every time I held my breath to hear it better. Every time I mentally dared it to happen again. Maybe that was enough. I started changing small routines. I park closer to the house now. I leave the garage light on. I don't sit in the driveway scrolling anymore. If I get home, I go inside immediately. I stop saying the name even in my head. Closed the threads. Cleared my history again. I check reflections without making it obvious. Car windows. Dark TV screens. The microwave door at night. Just quick glances. Never too long. Silence doesn't feel neutral anymore. It feels loaded. But here's the worst part. It doesn't spike my fear like it did before. My body still tenses, sure. Heart speeds up. Jaw tightens. But it fades faster now. I function through it. It's becoming routine. And adapting to it feels worse than being scared of it in the first place. The mistake was small. Late night. Couldn't sleep again. The house was completely still. I heard it from the garage. Not loud. Just a slow metallic drag. Careful. Intentional. I stayed in bed for a few seconds. Heart steady but heavy. I knew what ignoring it was supposed to do. But I was tired of pretending. So I got up. Walked down the hallway. No rush. No shaking. Just quiet steps on the floor. When I opened the door to the garage, the air felt dense. Same pressure as that Overlook. The car sat in the dark. Driver's side door slightly open. Just enough. The interior light flickered once. I stepped closer and touched the handle. There was a fresh gouge in the metal. It curved from the inside. The air shifted immediately. Not violent. Not sudden. Just different. And standing there, hands still on the door, I understood something had crossed a boundary. I don't really track the nights anymore. Some feel normal. I go to work, run errands, sit in traffic. Nothing strange. Other days feel slightly off, like I missed something small but important. Time slips. I'll check the clock and swear it was earlier or later. It doesn't line up in my head. I still hear the garage sometimes. Soft metal shifting. Not often. Just enough. My body reacts out of habit now. Brief tension. Slower breathing. Then it fades. It doesn't feel like danger anymore. It feels expected. I don't check as obsessively as I did before. I don't research. I don't say the name. I just adjust. That's the part that sticks with me. How easy it became to live around it. How silence inside the house feels occupied instead of empty. And how a part of me has stopped hoping it goes away.